Yo,
How far?
C's. How far
What's up?
now?
How with the apple?
I'm good now. I'm good. How far are you now?
I did. In a minute.
Man, it's been a minute, man. You believe like you're actually the most repeat guest, like for the whole podcast. This is our fifth episode, bro.
It, may this be the last for now. Give other people chance. Not be only me get waiting to talk.
Bro, no. See, if I can have you every week, I will have you every week, man. Dog,
Yeah,
like, bro, like, and it's crazy because you're like, you're the greatest producer in the history of Baptist High School, man.
please.
Bro, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, man. You don't have to agree.
Jesse
Bro,
Jags exists. C. Kelly exists.
see. There's
Emma
the
exists.
Emma is not a producer, man. Emma is the greatest rapper. Emma is
Fast
the greatest
words.
rapper. Leave producing alone. Like you're talking
Emma
about
made
rapping
an
and
OT.
they're two different skill sets now.
Emma made an OT.
It's okay. It's okay. Do you know how many songs Caesar has made? Guy, do you know how many songs like people have never even heard
Depends
that?
on who you ask. Exactly.
That's what I'm
So they
saying.
never
Depends
hear
on
them.
who you ask. Depends on who you ask, man. There's people that don't even know who them MI is, man. Like
Yeah,
they know
well,
who
I
Caesar
appreciate the
is.
compliment. So
There's people that was in GS1 when Caesar was in S3, man. Like there's
yeah,
people
that's
that
true.
like saw a different level, man. Who is MI? MI was like the only thing I know about MI was a study prefect. The guy is the best
I
rapper.
didn't even know that. I didn't know. I knew it was a prefect, but I didn't know it was study
Guy,
prefect.
he
That's
was study
interesting.
prefect, basically the smartest person in his set. Like
Wow.
we
Is
used
that,
to
is
get
that how we used to look at it? Study prefect,
no, for
smartest.
sure. Study prefect was the smartest person. The SP was the most
Eh,
responsible guy and the smart
okay.
guy. They have to be smart, but they don't have to be the
And
smartest.
okay,
Right.
I see
Guy,
that. I see that.
guy, do you know the first time I met you, SP actually sent me to get something from you? I forget what it was, but it was like, yo, go and meet Makan in Welly House. Go and get this. SP, you know, I was SP's room boy. So,
Oh, that is true. That's the SP in my set, bar.
yo, Inamdi.
Now my guy. Now my guy.
Bro, yeah, exactly. You guys were close. So he was like, yo,
Yeah.
go and get, who's this Makan guy? I just went to where I forget what you gave me. I went back. I was like, oh, yeah. But yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
basically, oh,
Nice
so
one. Nice one. Nice
yeah,
one.
man. No, Sizzle, man. Like, okay, can I tell you my Baptist high school story? Because I'm interested in yours. I want to know how you like got to the school in the first place.
Okay, go ahead. Tell your
All right,
story.
all right. So I went to my friend's house, basically, right. So my mom saw, you know that their brochure they used to have.
Mm-hmm.
My mom just saw it. I don't know if I saw it or my mom saw it, but she just read through it. She was like, "Oh yeah, write this exam." We're still like debating
Okay.
because my brother went. My big brother is 6 years older than me. He went to day school, Zamani College. You probably know Zamani,
Okay. I know
bro.
Zamani now.
Yeah.
Normally.
So everybody from my parents school used to go to Zamani. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody thought I was going to go to Zamani. I wrote the exam. I was like top three or something. So my whole mind was Zamani. Then, bro, boarding school was not even in the question, man.
Look at that.
I swear. Then we now went to my friend's house. They had Bethany and Baptist High School brochure. So my mom was like, "Oh yeah, just write the both exams." But she
Bethany
didn't,
was a distant second.
bro. And the funny thing is, like, Bethany was the one like I thought I was going to go to. You know, I was like, "Oh, my
Oh, look
friend
at
is
that.
going there." Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
Baptist High School, bro. See, I thank God every day I went to that school. It just
You
happened to
know,
be like I came
tell
from
me
nowhere.
about it.
KD boy. Like I came from nowhere, guy. I just landed in that school and I saw everything. Cause I wouldn't have been who I am today if I didn't go to that school.
I agree with you. I
No
feel the
doubt.
same way.
Like it's like insane. That school is so special, man. I swear,
Yeah.
every time I think back on it, and I'm like, damn, the people in that school that I met, and just like the whole structure of everything. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man, that's my Baptist High School story. I was curious to know your own, man.
Yeah. Mine wasn't really dramatic. You know, it was a when you get to primary five, next move is okay, secondary school. So then a lot of people would used to write maybe like 4, 5, 6 schools.
Right.
Then you write the normal federal common entrance and all that.
Hmm.
But I remember I had a couple of family friends that were in Baptist, and I think there was the tape of BIGs and VFCs, which is the 2001 album before it was officially changed to HSDN
Wow.
in my GS1. So it was like, okay, you know, Tolu Salako with family friends, the Abagas with family friends, right?
Hmm.
And I believe at the time, Nandi Dari was there as well, with family friends as well. So it's like, okay, Baptist good school, know a couple of people there. All right. And I didn't write a bunch. I only wrote the federal one and wrote Baptist High School. And that was it. There's no crazy story,
No,
you
that
know.
I didn't even expect it to be a crazy story. I was
Yeah,
just curious, like this guy that went to the bro. We used to look up to you guys, man. Like, I don't know how you got into like HSGM, how into like producing albums. Like, what made you actually put in that effort? Because when we're S3, you didn't need to come back to help us, man. Like,
mm-hmm.
you know, I also want to know that part of you that like makes
Yeah,
you like from your J1 high. Because me, my own experience is okay. We're in J1, we see these guys doing HSG and torch bearers. You know, you want to be
mm-hmm.
that when you go. We got there, we got into those groups. But it's that
Yeah,
simple. But you guys are in such an interesting part. You, Mana, you know,
mm-hmm.
Yakong, part.
Mm-hmm.
All of you guys were like very, very into music, man. Two knocks there for my set.
Yeah.
Like so, like you guys are just different, man. So how is that like angle? If that makes any sense, what I just
Well,
said, like,
for me, it kind of like as a bloodline thing.
okay,
So
okay,
if I'm talking about my origin story, I always tell people, say the year I was born
yeah,
was the year my dad, at the time, dropped his only album, second album, put out in
wow. So your
2017.
dad is a musician.
Yeah, he's a music person there.
Yeah,
So
you see, this is
it
why I asked
was
this
second.
question. I didn't know that at all. Like
Yeah.
this whole time I've
So
known you. That's
there you go.
crazy.
So it was a no-brainer that I was growing up around music. And then it was a little more active musically. So there'd be band rehearsals at the house, in the garage. And then I would always try to get on the drums. In the band, the drummer is the guy that has the most steez. You understand? So
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
everybody wants to be the drummer. So I
Yep.
remember getting on the drums, and it's crazy now to think back at that time, because I used to wonder why they wouldn't let me get on the drums. But that was very much because I couldn't play to save me. I couldn't. I was probably 3 or 4. So when my nephews are disturbing me when I'm trying to work on something, so sometimes I just think back. I say, so this is how they were looking at it. They are
Hmm.
trying to rehearse because the drummer hasn't come, and I'm gonna jump on the drums and be trying to play something, and they will be telling me I should stop, I should leave it. Small time they will pursue me out of the garage. Say, oh yeah, it's okay.
Hmm.
You have caused enough chaos here, but that the music was always around. And then I remember after church, we always would want to go to the drums and get on the drums. And I think I had to be like maybe 5 or 6, I think,
Wow.
one day where I had worked out, I taught myself drums.
Hmm.
So I had worked out, just from just watching how, the separation of what your right hand should be doing on the hi-hat and then the snare and the kick. And I remember after church, one of those days, I
Yeah.
actually played. And I remember all the kids around just looking like, he actually knows how to play.
Right.
I didn't even realize that I knew how to play. And I was like, oh, look at that. That's
Wow.
very interesting. Okay, cool. And then it just started getting better. Then when I was 7, I had 2 keyboard classes.
Hmm.
Learned how to play 2 songs with 3 chords, C, F, and G.
Yeah,
And
I was about to say I don't know you for drums. Like I don't think you even played drums for chapel one
when
time.
no, I did. Drums was the first instrument I played. I started
Wow,
playing
so
drums
you
in
definitely
Baptist in
played
JS2.
for chapel. Okay, so you played for chapel.
Yeah, before you came, yes, I
I
played.
know, I know. That's why I'm asking now because I only saw
Yeah,
you S3. Like I don't S3 is like is the big boy time, man. J1 to S2. That's when you
yeah,
know who is who. Like you know who is who. And for those who
yeah,
listening, like S3 means like grade 12 in America. So
yeah,
yeah, that's the whole system. So think about grade 12 when I say SS3, senior secondary 3. But yeah, like bro, S3 is a we're big boys, we're wearing long sleeve, like nobody cares anymore. You're
yeah.
about to
That's it.
graduate.
You're the apex of the
Exactly,
caste
you're the
system at
apex,
that
so it
point.
doesn't really you don't really see anything. So wow, that makes sense though. That makes sense. Wow, so you play
Yeah,
drums. Oh yeah, yeah.
and
Continue
it
telling the
was it
story.
was it was again, in just two, drums were it was the only instrument that you could have access to, because if there's no light, even the keyboard itself, you are touching keyboard. How?
That was
Where?
true. Wow, that was so true.
I could already play keyboard. I was already making beats on
Wow.
keyboard before I got into um just one, but I just wasn't allowed to touch. So it was one day, one Saturday after morning dining, we'll just kind of run to chapel and see if by mistake they left the door open. Then
Mm,
we'll now
mm,
go and be praying that somebody is not on the drums. Because as a junior boy,
right,
if you touch drums, once the senior comes, you get out of the drums.
right,
So I remember just being there and then just playing. And then there were some people in JS3,
right.
2006, said that just turned and said, "You can play drums." And then that kind of led to, by that time, we used to do CHT competitions. I don't know if you remember, where classes would, a particular hymn would be given, and then we'll do a competition of classes rewriting the melodies
Yeah,
of the
yeah. I
hymn.
definitely remember that. I remember
So
that.
I remember, yeah. So one of those CHT competitions, I played for my set in Jazz 2, and that's when everybody was, because it was unheard of at the time to hear a junior student play an instrument almost as good as the people in SS2, SS3
Yeah.
were playing. So I remember then, and then another CHT competition. The set after me, just three, I said, now you go play for our own. You understand? And then that's when, in my just two, Bernard Onigbinde was in SS3. Then he was the official keyboard player
Right,
that time. And I
right.
remember when he was graduating, he now told Uncle Ayo and Uncle J. Uncle Ayo was chaplain at the time. Uncle J was supporting him. Now
Yeah.
told them that I beg, say it should be me that should be the keyboardist going into Jazz 3. And
Wow.
then, they just said, and they just nodded their heads. But there was no way that was going to happen, because the way the seniority
Right.
was, you just kind of have to follow.
I mean, it's
But
at least it's in their mind now. I know how it is now, but at least Uncle
yeah,
Jay had it in his mind, okay, this guy
yeah.
is that guy. So like that's really all that matters. Wow, that's such an interesting
But
story,
that
man.
it was good for him to put in the word,
Right.
because what happened was, on their Thanksgiving Day, Bernard made me come and play some songs.
Hmm.
When you sing "Lead on, O King Eternal," that. So Bernard brought his keyboard from home, and he
Wow.
made me come and control the instrumental. I was
Right. And
playing.
you're in JS too.
I was in just 2 years at the time. So
Wow.
Bernard now, it was from there, after, when people are still shedding tears and hugging themselves, Bernard now told Mapuche that made this guy they play and all that. So that opened the door of me getting some opportunities to play, because I was also making beats. And coincidentally, that HSGM was the first HSGM that a student produced the album.
Wow.
So it's very interesting how the next time that happened was in my SS3, but our HSGM on my set ended up being almost entirely produced by me as well.
That's
It's a lot.
insane. So who produced the one in your J2?
J2 was Bernard,
Or was
and
Bernard that produced?
he produced the album in school. So when he used to produce, I
Right.
used to come around to chapel at night whenever he was making the beats for
Wow. So
HS.
that's
So
your mentor.
no, I mean, like, definitely. And I was
Wow.
already making beats. So being there, I wasn't like learning how to make beats. It was just, oh, they're making beats here.
Right,
Okay.
right, right, right,
Let
right.
me
What were you making beats with by yourself on?
keyboard now. So I had the PSR 640 Yamaha PSR. I still have that keyboard till today. I still use it.
That's crazy.
It's
I love
24
that, man.
years old,
Damn. So you
and I
had
still
obviously
use.
you can't bring it to school, so you always had it at home.
Yeah. So then the school had the PSR 630, which was like a step lower than the one I had. So
Yeah.
when Bernard brought his PSR 2000, it was like God himself came down. Screen was bigger, the lights were brighter, the sounds were
Guy, I
richer.
remember those keyboards now. Tunok used to make beats for us
Yeah,
on the keyboards. Like we'll be rapping. Oh god, those days.
exactly.
Man. Those we used to look forward to those beats, man. Like,
Exactly. So it
man,
was like just hearing something better than what you have and what was there. So
right,
I just
right,
wanted to be around. And then Bernard now found that I actually knew how to make beats.
right.
So it was kind of like a no-brainer for this guy to join in. So that was what, you know, something that rarely happened in my Just 3. I got a bunch of opportunities
Right.
to play keyboard, although the most senior person that time really tried to bully me because his mates used to give him trouble, say, see your junior, see what he's doing you, because nobody used to
Obviously,
like when
that
that
you
guy was playing keyboard.
right.
So
Obviously,
when
you,
him they play, once they just see him sit down for that keyboard, he was in SS1 that time. He just, I don't want to call his name, but everybody goes, if he just sit down for that keyboard that time, everybody, whole chap will just see.
Nigga, just nah, man. Even I swear, even some guys when they don't even like leading praise and worship, or you
Yeah,
see
we
some
all
other
knew our
people,
favorite people.
yeah,
You understand?
everybody knew the
When
favorite people.
somebody gets on the drums that you like,
Yep,
then
that
you
day
hear the
chapel is
chapel,
going to be lit. Everybody be
it's
happy, like yeah,
uh-huh.
we have
But
fun that
when
night.
somebody, and usually the person that was not that great was the most senior one, says, oh, my goodness.
That's true. The guy that is not good is one that has the power, man. So
Yeah.
you kind of
So
have
you
to.
just see him from side of stage, you just tell the drum, come down from that drum. You
Ah,
just see once the person just leaves and goes out from the side of stage like this, the whole chapel knows who is about to jump in
wow.
on those drums, and it will
Right.
just be
So
like, but
you're already a bad guy from J2 now. You didn't even like you didn't go through like seniority because you're already playing keyboard. You were
no,
already
I went through it, but it was just more of a wait your turn type of thing, because from just 3 I was already better than all of them. So
right.
it was just more of a, you just wait your turn. You would get to be that guy. And by the time I got to SS1, I was that guy already. And the other guys that were playing that were just as good as me were my seniors. Like Snake was a year my senior, was my guy too. Like, in fact, we're like mates at this point, so it was like, okay, cool, you understand. So there was no problems with me getting playtime
right.
at that point, because even the people that were my seniors, Ovie Uvaje was my senior already, were all cool, we're in the same room in the house
Right.
5 that time. So it was like, okay, cool. So I was getting playtime from my SS1. So
Right.
pretty much was,
Were you trying to be chapel prefect at all? Did that sound
I was not interested in any of
okay?
those.
Cause you, bro, you were different, man. You were just like the music guy. It's almost like
Mhm.
a prefectship that was not like obviously you were not a prefect, so like
I almost did. The way I ended up not becoming one was not the best way, but
okay,
I almost did. So it's like, okay, thank God I didn't, but
right.
it have happened like this.
Cause you were just there, man. Everybody, man,
I
Macan,
no
man.
get, I no get power for that small time when I now go prefect meeting. Anything will they wrong, go straight go
Right.
because all the prefects were my guys. The SP was my guy. SP will come and report his prefects to me. How come they do equalizer? They talk to one and they do guy like this now. This one now.
Yeah, that was you
Some
now. That was
prefects
you.
will come and report the SP to me, that kind of thing. And from the time they were supporters, and I said, I beg, I'm not party to these kinds of things, because all I wanted to do that time was just make beats. I
Right.
remember getting on the junior basketball team and never going for one practice as soon as I was able to get access to the keyboard. I see from just 3, okay, I feel not they play for stage, but if I can be going to chapel during games
Yeah,
and be making these beats
right.
and basketball, it's been fun.
That's
But
what I'm
thank you
saying.
very
No,
much.
that's the hustle, man. Oh yeah, and this was hard. Like people don't understand how like this is boarding school. Like nobody knows who you are. You know,
Yeah,
you could
and
and you can't prove
then
yourself. Yeah.
it was not the, and what I appreciate about that time was there was nothing outside of just getting an opportunity to do it that motivated me. I did not think. I give you an example. So the first Christmas Carol album
Yeah.
in my SS2, Follow the Star, 2006, right?
Hmm.
2005, sorry,
Yeah. So
2005. So then, much love to E. Kelly for really, he's at the center of um what modern the modern era of Baptist high school music is. He's the epicenter of whatever it has become today,
hmm.
is in terms of the actual work of production. There's people like the late Reverend Remy Odusanya that
Yeah.
was a pioneer for recording music.
Right.
Then we have Uncle J, definitely, that put his blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that the thing happened. But in terms of like the production and the making, Kelly was at the center of it.
Yeah.
Then you have guys like Jeremiah Gang. You have the late Eric Arubai, rest his soul. You have
Right.
Fisty.
Right.
You have a lot of people that came around, and they only came around because of E. Kelly. So it was like, okay, first Christmas Carol album. There was an attempt to do a live Christmas Carol album 2004, December.
Hmm.
That didn't work out very well. So 2005, all right, let's do this. Uncle J had picked up some equipment because HSGM 2005 was the first HSGM that we recorded in school. So Uncle J had bought a mic, had bought a sound card, a mixer, the speakers. So we made
Wow. That's
that
see
whole
Uncle J, man. That's my guy, man. I literally
right.
studied chemistry because of Uncle J, man.
Look at
Like
that.
I literally said, okay, because I didn't know how to do anything else, and he made chemistry
Yeah.
fun. And nobody likes chemistry, so I knew I wanted to be a rapper. But chemistry was my way out. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, and that's the same Uncle J that he's talking about. That is like buying all these things, like a mic. That's how you
Yeah.
get started here. And you buy a mic, you buy a sound card. But yeah, keep going,
Mm-hmm.
Sizzle, man. Your story
So
just, man. Oh yeah.
Christmas Carol album, we just expected Naik Kelly go produce now. Do you understand? Because we just were happy to just be part of it. And the idea was, I didn't think I was good enough to produce an album at the time.
Hmm.
So I wasn't looking at, oh, this is my opportunity to show myself, to show that I remember Snack now goes by Nexter, and I begging E. Kelly, please just produce the album. Don't worry, we'll help you. Please. Because we just wanted the best sound out, and we knew we weren't there yet. But I appreciate E. Kelly for saying, nah, you boys are going to produce this album. I'll be there.
Right.
Listen, but you
He
and
yeah.
Snake
He said
at
you
the
guys
time,
should produce it. So that was your
you,
first. You produced the 2005.
yeah,
That's insane.
Christmas Carol, Follow the Star. Yeah. So Snake and myself produced the album.
S1.
Thanks to Jason Abaga's birthday, we're able to get one beat out of E. Kelly.
Okay.
But we did it, and it was the first time like I was put on the spot to be like, guy, you're going to have to do it. And I remember
Right.
after we're done recording, E. Kelly and myself went to the studio for 2 days and we mixed.
Right.
He mixed, I assisted in the mixing process. And that was pretty much where the whole thing started from. From
Right.
there, something that had never happened on 2006 HSGM Electricity, I
Yeah.
co-produced quite a bunch of the songs, and I produced one song myself, which was the first time that was happening, that an SS2 boy was producing on the HSGM album. So that now led to SS3, and I remember E. Kelly fell ill
Yeah.
that year,
Yeah.
and he was really ill, and it was right around the HSGM time. So it was like, guy. And Fisty looked at me again. I had to thank Fisty again for saying, guy, now you go produce this album. I'll be here too. Fisty ended up producing one song. Jesse Jacks came in and did like one song or 1.5 songs, right? And on the 13-track album, I ended up producing like 10.5 of those songs.
Wow.
And Fisty came in and mixed the whole album, you know. So then I wasn't even looking at it as me, you know, getting my opportunity. It wasn't a thing to get my shot, you know. Let me show what I can do. It was, the drive was, we want to be able to make the best product possible. And if I'm not the man for the job, then I shouldn't be the one doing it. However, I appreciate the foresight of the people that came, you know, before me, Ikeli, Fisty. That's say, I see that you can do it. So go ahead and
Right,
do it.
right,
And
right.
would be the watchful eye over you, and you know, put you. I remember doing our HSGM 2007 connected to you. I remember Fisty sitting me down and telling me, listen, studio people, these were his exact words. Studio people go chop session money for your hand. Because I used to take so long to produce a song. Like
Right.
I'd take the whole night, 8, 10, 12 hours making just one song. And he told me, say, guy, enter. We used to record in chemistry lab, and the studio was inside the office. So he told me, enter, pick the people that you need, enter this room, and you people, you have 1 hour, 2 hours to make that song. When you're done, send those people out, take the next batch of people. And it was from there that I started learning how to maximize time. Like you can't just be sitting down because you're creative,
Right.
to make sure this automation is perfect. See, guy,
That's
man,
facts. That's facts.
run this thing. You understand? And it was from there, it put me on the path to being incredibly fast. I remember at the peak of my speed, when I still had to pay for sessions when I traveled, because I've mostly been a traveling producer. I would go from no song to a mixed and mastered song in 4 hours. So an artist will come to the studio, I don't know the song, sing the song to me, we'll produce it. I will even help with the writing.
Wow.
We'll track the vocals. So most of the times I'm singing backing vocals, and I will sit there and I will mix and I'll master the song in 4 hours. And that
And
would
you're
be
done.
it. And that started from Fisty telling me, because then it was expensive to have a home studio. So most of us used to have to go and buy sessions in studios. And if somebody was paying you money, if you are spending half or 3/4 of that money paying for the session in the studio, then how much money are you making at the
Right.
So it was really dope to learn how to get the idea out faster. My process is a little different now, but then there's still a speed component.
Right. You have to go through that phase of like, yeah.
It will not take me more than an hour for the idea of a song to come out internally.
Right. Talking about idea of it. So like after S3, after your S3, you produced what connected to you, right? Then you started coming back. You came back in 2008. You came back in 2009.
Yeah, I've been coming back ever since. Took a little bit of a hiatus from like 2017, but jumped right back in last year, 2023.
Okay, so you're still producing, like, okay, so
definitely.
how is it now? Are you still producing all the album, or are you like?
No, I'm not. So now the beautiful thing now is there's so many more people. You know, when I came back 2008, I did most of the work.
Yeah.
Right, because Ikele was still ill. He was much better then, but he couldn't really be stressing himself as much. So he did a couple tracks, helped out with stuff. You understand? But I still did most of the work.
Right.
2009, he was back in full force, so we kind of shared the album. He did like half of it. I did like the other half of it. Yaxi, that was in SS3, he did a bunch of the work as well. Then 2010 did the heavy lifting still, but I had support from Yaxi and Mon Lee at the time. Now what is dope is we have a bunch of about 12 or 13 active people now. So the work is a lot more distributed.
Okay,
And
that's okay.
it's I don't have to do as much of the actual production work. So on this year's project, Lucid,
Yeah,
there's 23 songs.
yeah.
I primarily produced only 4 of those songs.
Wow.
I was involved in everything else, more
Like,
on
okay,
like
on Perfect Design, how many songs you produced the entire thing, right?
probably, let's say, 80% of it.
Okay, yeah. That that's what I knew now. Like you
Yeah,
know, see, like this guy. Yeah, talking about HSGM. So I think you told me once that 2002 you think is the greatest HSGM of all time. But I want to know
that's
your top.
my favorite.
Right. Okay. But give me top three based on the quality of the album that set put out. HSGM
Um,
all time.
quality is so now we can look at it in either technical quality or creative quality, right?
Yeah, like
The
commercial.
best ideal
Yeah.
album is to be both creatively and technically
Right.
top notch.
Right.
So I
Right.
think 2002 is the peak of technical and creative quality.
Hmm.
I'm not sure we have really touched that again because production A1, mix A1, songwriting A1. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
I don't think it's kind of like the sophomore curse. Yeah, you really can't touch that first one.
Hmm.
You know how a lot of people will say Good Kid, Mad City, you cannot
Right. Right.
touch the,
Right. 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 Right.
like it's kind of like the amalgamation of like your best um things,
No,
your
I
strength.
know what you're talking about. Even the songs we grew up like. I respect that album because I forget the song. Do you remember the hit songs on that album? Because we used to sing some song all the
I
time growing up.
want you to lead my
Yeah,
way.
lead my way. The whole
Yeah,
time I was in school, that song was playing. So
exactly.
you cannot negate that, you know. So if that came for 2002, that's so obviously you stick with that. You think that's the
Number
best
one.
number one? Okay.
Yeah. Number two, I think we were in our bag primarily creatively and range wise with 2012 album. What's the
Ten,
title of that album?
10 years later, perfect design.
That's perfect design, right?
Yeah, that's my set, man.
Yes, so yeah, and based on popular demand, that is a lot of people's favorite HSGM album, actually.
I know. Like I see,
Yeah,
but our energy was that the entire time. So it makes sense that album came out. Like
yeah,
that album, I still listen to it to today, man.
yeah.
Like
It's so
it's timeless, like crazy.
exactly. So after a third, hmm,
Yeah, this is the one
I
I'm curious about this one.
yeah. So now it's going to be difficult for me to pick a third, but just so I'll walk you through my process. So it's going to be somewhere between um um brand new 2008,
Hmm. Hmm.
royalty 2010, and
Hmm.
live 2011, right?
What about 2009?
2009 is a chaotic album.
Guy to the
uh
flow. That song
Listen,
alone. When I came in the game, when I came with the fame, when I came with the name, I'm
listen.
playing this,
So
playing what
now
I'm saying, what I'm
this
saying.
this is the thing. Now we have to give 2009 props because the chaos gave birth to something that we usually wouldn't have.
Right. That album changed a
Yeah,
lot. That was like the first
exactly.
time we heard somebody like Bugsy was rapping like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he wanted to take that album out. Like he put that album on
No,
his
he
back. He was
waited for
rapping.
that moment
Yeah, he
since
was
he was
waiting for that
yes.
moment. Yeah, and all of us knew Bugsy, man. Like damn Bugsy. But yeah, back to my question. So now, tell me your top three rappers, BHS rappers of all time. Obviously, MI number one. That one is not even.
Uh,
Will you put
you
MI
see,
number one?
this is the, you kind of have to
You
say
have to like.
not just it's a no brainer.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a no brainer. Now, funny thing
yeah.
is, I would rather a different list would be my top 3 BHS rappers that nobody knows raps.
Okay. That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
Now, number 1 is Jason Abaga.
That's Emma's little brother.
Yes. Of the 3 of them, of Jude, Jesse, and Jason, Jason is the best rapper.
Wow.
Ask Emma, he will tell you.
Wow. He
I
just doesn't
remember
he doesn't want to do it commercially, I guess.
they did, yeah, and shout out to Jason. He just got his kidney transplant
Okay.
recently.
Shout out
So
Jason
happy he's
Abaga.
doing well. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember when we're recording 2006 Electricity. I don't think Jesse even knew how good a rapper Jason was. So I remember we're at Soul Sound Studios that time, right? And
Yeah.
Jesse was tracking the Jason's verse to Overwhelming Love. And I remember Jesse just stopping the session and just looking up into the vocal booth. I said, Jason, did you write this? And Jason was like, all of us that were around, because Jason had been doing poetry since his just 3. So all of us were like, what kind of question is this? And Jason was like, oh, this is fire. This one. So Jason Abaga, number 1. Number 2 will be Paul Ia.
What's it?
My set. He was, but he didn't finish. He left in our SS1. In fact, he left while him and I were working on a project. So we were working on a project. I was producing, he was writing the songs. But when he tried to rap, he used to go by Prolifics. That's number 2. Then number 3. Who would I see? This I'm always having issues with the number 3.
That's why I didn't even give you top 5, because 3 seems like a good number that would just like have night. Because bro, I have so many questions for you. So like, man, I'm not even gonna lie, Sizzle, man. Appreciate you for coming on today, man. No, like, so we gotta skate. We're gonna do.
Let me name the people that I would say would fit. I know who my number 3 is. Damien. Daniel Abubakar from 2005 set. No.
Okay.
That guy.
Listen, you see my list. Let me tell you my list. My list is
go for it.
MI, Bugsy, second, actually.
Okay.
I'm me, third.
Of course, you have to throw yourself in.
Yeah, I respect you. I respect Emma and Bugsy, man, but there's nobody else in Babs High School history that's touching me in raps, man.
The good thing about this is that it's a subjective.
It's subjective, obviously. Like, and you ask people from different like generations of man. But yeah, bro, my meeting time is about to elapse. But bro, Sizzle, man, appreciate you for coming on, man. Like, are you like how free are you for real? Like, be honest with me to do this podcast, man.
We have to schedule it a long time. I mean, we scheduled this like a month and a half.
Man, I swear, like I understand now. That's why I'm asking now, bro. But yeah, appreciate you for your time, man. But yeah, obviously we, this like a cliffhanger podcast. We got more to talk about.
We'll pick up from this next
time.
Yeah,
we'll pick up from this next time.
You can even talk to some more ex-HSGN people. Like the stories are phenomenal. And
yeah, no, for sure. If I have to have I know like I have to kind of have a relationship with them, but we'll figure it out though.
No, you can reach out to Bugsy. Bugsy would be a good guest on this. So
man, if I get Bugsy, that's true. I'll actually ask Bugsy for real. I'll ask Bugsy. That's true. I never thought about it. But man, thank you for coming on, bro.
Nice one, G.
Appreciate you.
Man.
Peace.
Yep.